Alexander Lancaster here at Two Wolf Studio with a very good friend, Huascar Medina. A poet, an actor, just an all-around good guy. I love everything you've been doing, man. Why don't you let some of our audience know what you do? And
yeah. I'm from Topeka. I lived here since 2001 and I like to create art, visual art. Got a play right now. Theodore's Love, right next door.
Theodore's Love is a play that you wrote?
Correct.
And when is that going to be?
Man, that play's coming in October 11th through the 14th. It runs for 4 days. It's a smaller venue over there, so it's going to be pretty packed. I look forward to it. Yeah. A lot of hard work. I think I started talking to you about that play like 2 years ago, man. So,
yeah, it's true, right? Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Just stuck with it, you know.
Yeah.
But I like to write mostly. It's what I do most of the time. I sing every once in a while in a musical on stage, so you know, just whatever the muses give me, I take, man. So
yeah, I love hearing you sing. Even when I could get to catch you at like at the Trap doing some karaoke, just like, man, you got the voice. So
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And so, what else is coming up? You got a show over here at Two Wolves.
Oh yeah. We had the Femme Warriors, man. We got some poets coming out of Kansas City. Jeanette Powers, MG Salazar. MG Salazar just recently, Casey Courageous is helping her with her next poetry book, man. So she's got a lot going on right now. They're touring right now, just all the way up to Denver, Colorado, and they're catching us on the way back. So
that's cool.
I was like, hey, you know,
touring show, stopping right here in Topeka.
Yeah, stopped here for a little bit. There's a place full of love and energy and creativity, and you know, whenever we do these poetry readings, I always feel like it's a good event because everyone wants to be there, wants to participate, wants to share the energy in the room. You know, it's palpable. You know, you can feel it.
I love how comfortable it feels. I feel really relaxed whenever we got an event like that going on.
Yeah.
It just feels like it should be. You know?
Yeah, and everyone's quiet because a lot of places that do poetry readings, there's like a lot of background noise and other things going on. It's like a sideshow kind of thing. You know, it's not the main focus of the event. So it's nice to be able to bring people in who feel like they're being featured. You know, not like a side note.
Right. Yeah. There's no dishes running back and forth, and it's. I mean, I like how we set it up with the table. I mean, with the chairs, just all sitting up. We have a stage, and yeah, it feels like a theater production where turn your phones off and everything's quiet and let the poet do his thing.
Take it serious, just have to respect the moment, And it's real hard for people, I think, nowadays to sit and listen to something like that because poetry is very personal.
Right.
It's a moment a person has with someone in a room full of other people. So they have to be vulnerable, and it's easier to do when the people are listening and hear you and they're focused on you.
Yeah. And that date is.
That is this Saturday coming up. Yeah.
September 22nd.
Correct.
Starts at 7?
8 o'clock. We start at 7 because we got to prep. Well, I got to prep.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah. And you also got something going on Saturday as well, don't you?
Yeah, I got a poetry thing to read for Aaron Douglas Art Fair that day.
Man, that's going to be a day.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. There's a lot going on that day. It's just full of the art, so yeah.
That's Topeka now, man. We're in a good place, yeah. Everyone is grinding and putting in work and, patting each other on the back, high-fiving, pulling each other up, pushing each other forward, challenging each other, get out of our comfort zones. So
that's what I love about Topeka is that, there's a lot of talent here and there's a lot of people trying to do some good stuff and you don't have to really look that far to find it, It's all over the place. And come downtown, go really anywhere around town, and you'll find something that got it art focused and can help prove that this is a great arts town. It really does.
It's not a town you should drive by anymore.
Absolutely
to go to another town. There's stuff going on here. The talent level is high here. I recently got cast in the Wild Party here in Topeka at Ashford Theater on the main stage. And it's a beautiful musical that they're doing. And
what's the title of it?
The Wild Party.
The Wild Party.
Yeah, and that's in November.
Okay.
When that happens, I think it's November 4th when it opens. I might be wrong.
We'll put the date on the video for you.
Appreciate it. The people are coming from out of Topeka to perform in this show. I mean, it's the cast is super solid. It kind of reminds me of what we did at Topeka Performing Arts Center when we did Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
And it felt like everyone just came together for this
Yeah.
one event. So you had, the who's who of singers and actors.
That was huge.
For the
That
most
was
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the production value was crazy there, man. They did really well.
Singers in that. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 1,500 people in that room, man. It was a lot.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, every seat that they had available, I think it was pretty close to sold. It was nice. I don't know what the capacity is, but I know it looked like 1,000 easily in there, man.
Yeah.
There's most people ever sang in front of on stage like that.
Explain theater a little bit when it comes to Topeka, and I know you guys are volunteer. I mean, that's how you do it. You volunteer.
Right.
But explain to everybody really the importance of what you're doing and why you put that much effort into it.
For some people, I think it's an opportunity to work on their craft and have someone else invest a space and a production, because you do have to pay for rights for this stuff. Someone else is paying for that and allowing you to participate. That's great. For other people, it's getting their kids involved, the next generation.
Yeah.
I mean, your son, he's an actor,
Yeah.
Those places give them a safe place to explore, different characters, emotions, and storylines. And it's very important here because all theater is kind of interconnected here. Like, you have Femme, I mean, you have TCT and Ad Asterisk too. They've been on the rise for a while. They're doing edgier stuff.
Yeah.
It matters because there are talented people here who need a venue, to show their talent, to build their resume in a sense, And you want them to do good work with good people who are talented, and you want the best musicians you can find to play for those gigs on stage. And if you had to build all of that from the ground up yourself, you'd probably be able to participate in probably one a year. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
no doubt.
So it's giving
the cost.
people, the cost of it to put on these productions is where the money's at right now. At some point, how I always talk, I want artists in every medium to get paid. That's my focus coming up. But we can't negate what they offer us, providing a space like that. And it's free lessons. Like, I've become a better singer because of doing musical theater, They're taking time out of their day to work with me,
Yeah. And the point I'm making is the point I think we're making is that what you're doing with the art, what you're doing with the acting, and on that volunteer side, it means something to you. I mean, there's a big meaning behind participating in a city theater, a city-wide art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, the benefit, like you said, with children, inspiring children, but not only that, I see some pretty great adult actors that are in town, and they do lots of plays, and it takes a lot of time. It's like what, five days a week that you're rehearsing, and stuff like that. So, I mean, the effort that is put into it, I think, is awesome, and I love the way that Topeka really the theaters and stuff really push these and present these plays, and also give people opportunities to write.
Yes, that's
create their own.
That's a big deal. Getting involved with the Homegrown Playwright Project is a big step for me, who got into theater here, to understand writing, better, like making the right choices when I write something. Blocking and where characters are at, how to stage things.
Yeah.
And that was me taking roles, sitting back, and just watching the people who do have already built the talent, and have worked on their craft. Yes, and it's helped a lot, man. And they're so welcoming. It makes our town better. I mean, the more artists you have involved in a town, the more of an art town it is.
No doubt about it. I would like to get more people to support what theater does for as a part of the arts in the town or in the city. I think that my experience, because of me having a son that was into acting and going through this, and straight out of high school, like he was in plays in high school, and then going into TPAC and TCT and Helen Hawker, and doing his work over there and stuff, really prepared him for going to work college and this and that. But I also think it helped create something for me too, where I started really enjoying this art, this this acting and seeing this focus and a reason why the city and people in the city should support that kind of a thing, you know.
It's important because you also want, like young professionals who live around here, they don't have to leave Topeka to get entertainment.
Right.
Spend your money here.
Yeah, very much so.
And we need to continue to build that. I think we are.
I think we are too.
So, but there's that disconnect between the different art forms still. Like we run in different groups, but we put them together constantly.
Right.
We're always networking and hey, come do this. You're doing this. It overlaps, and it's great when it overlaps. And that's what I like about you. You're open to work with whoever. Like you want to put people on if they're doing good work. You bring them in. And we have to continue to do that.
Yeah.
Artists have to support the poets have to support the actors and the musicians.
Absolutely.
They all matter. All of it is art.
Yeah, it is building what has already been a nice foundation laid out for us to build upon, and that was years ago when they started saying Topeka is a great arts town. People started like putting some focus on it. So all we have to do is put these blocks together, and if it's acting or painting or dancing or any of that stuff, it's all blocks in that to create that giant that foundation.
That foundation that
a
we've been
launching
working
base.
at. It is a launching pad for a lot of people, and we have to continue to push each other forward because it pushes everyone.
Mm-hmm.
If one person gets this much more exposure, it also brings your town exposure.
Yeah.
And people take your town a little more serious.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're trying to get is people to understand that, we're not just a fun art town, we're a serious art town. We do real art here. We're really involved in it. We're very passionate about it.
That's right.
We're giving of our time to do it, and we want other people to do the same. And we want them to come and see something that we're proud of. Because I'm proud of the art town that we have right now.
I agree.
I feel like it's a hidden secret.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I feel like what we're doing also is building something that's super unique and super grassroots that people are going to look and say, how did they do that with the arts in that town? There's no major university. How did they do this? So,
Yes.
I think that's what we're building. And I think right now, it's almost like, should I let everybody know how awesome we are? Are we ready?
Yeah. We're close. We're about to bubble over a little bit,
Yeah, I think so.
here, which is a good problem to have.
No doubt about it.
I want people to discover it for themselves still. I want people to, like, when my friends come through, Jeanette and Andrew Sasso, when they come here, the first thing they said, that's where you had, Jason Reimer, from Kansas City and Spartan Press. He's like, man, he's still raised about that event. I was like, yeah, it's like that here. Like, this is a chill spot. This is where the art's at, It's where artists hang out. You want to mingle with artists, this is where you come,
Yeah.
And we're all neighbors around here. We're small enough to still have that kind of feeling about it, and we're like an earshot from someone else's next big project.
Yeah, and not just in circles of like, oh, this is just a bunch of artists. It's actually people that are that just love the art. Keeping everybody involved because those are the people that help bring in more people to our events.
Yes.
So just everybody. I think that's the fun part about what we do here too. Is we treat everybody as if they're an artist. I mean, you have that value. You have that. You're important here, no matter what.
Right.
So
The door's always open.
yeah. And I think I don't feel like Topeka is full of a bunch of stuffy artists. There are a lot of welcoming artists, and they do talk to you about their art and even try to bring you into doing it. Instead of a lot of artists are like, this is my spot, this is my idea. I just kind of like, Topeka's the opposite, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So, what would you say in closing to, anybody who has been on teeter-totter on whether they want to come to one of our events or support the arts in Topeka because they usually go to Lawrence or someplace else? What can you say about that?
This town is special because we treat everyone as artists here. We want everyone to create. The more people creating, the more beautiful the space becomes. We want to share that space with everyone. And Topeka has that. And if you want to try to be a poet, if you want to try to be an actor, if you want to push as a musician or vocalist, you're going to have the support in this town because we want you to do well because that means Topeka does well.
That's right. So speaking of, if you want to be a poet, then you can come up here on Saturday,
Yes.
September 22nd. Open mic during that event as well, right?
open mic. We're gonna have some snacks over, so just like the last time, you know.
Yeah.
We'll chill, have a drink, listen to some beautiful poetry,
Yeah.
share some words if you have them. We'll listen.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you never tried it before, right here is a great place to try it because it's comfortable and there's not a lot of different stuff going on. So it's comfortable. It's where I tried it out the first time with this group as well, with one of your poet shows. So yeah, good deals, man. I'm looking forward to all the events that you're doing and going to be doing. Looking forward to that play whenever the one
Yeah.
you wrote. Can't wait to actually see it in production.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah. So we'll put all the dates up on the video. And again, man, thanks for the interview.
Thanks, man.